Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have Stu, Wally, and Mark Langridge. We will do a panel show, Jarvis's Corner. It's Monday night, and tonight's topic we're going to talk about a guy who never plays it safe. Cristiano Ronaldo has done it again, and when he was asked about Leo Messi, he was asked if he's better than him. He said, "I don't agree. I don't want to be humble." So now some people will call that arrogance and other will call it the mentality of a born winner. But let's be honest, it isn't just another soundbite. This Ronaldo being Ronaldo, and this is exactly how he's doing. So tonight we're going to break it all down, not just a quote, what it means, the mindset, the ego, the psychology of being an obsessed winner, and why football might secretly need players like Cristiano Ronaldo and their train of thought. So let's get going with the show, guys. Remember, smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time, and yes, we have other news. There are some updates on Baleba. We are linked to a guy called Victor Roque. And, Gary Neville has been out talking about Zesco. So there will be a lot to delve into. It's, as I said, Monday night. So guys, girls, we'll be back after the intro. See you in a sec. Boom, boom, boom. It's Monday night. It's Jarvis's Corner on Tactical Devils. Mark and Stu is with me tonight, and we are going to have some footballing debates with you guys. And I see a lot of people tuned in already. Catherine, No Nonsense McDade. John Edmund is in the house. So let's see who else. Tom Porter, big up, Tom. Good to see you. We have MRB CX5PE. I don't know if that is the right way.
Mr. B. It's Mr. B, isn't it? It's Mr. B.
Yes, it's Mr.
Or
B.
chemical formulation.
Yeah, Mr.
B. We have a serious soccer fan, YouTube. Good evening to you, sir. Good to see you. I am Titanium. Bilal is in the house. United versus everybody. Sean and Irish Pit Terrier. That's Danny B. A lot of people tuned in. So is it just me and MUFC 14 coming in the house? Good to see you guys. I'm glad that you already tuned in. Please do us a favor. Smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time. And we are starting with a bombshell from Rush Mano coming in with gifted 10 Tactical Devils membership. We are starting to get a really big club now with a lot of members.
Membership, a lot of members.
Yes, let's bring out the shade.
Look at this. Mr. Langridge is in the house. Mr. Langridge is in
good.
What the fuck are they?
Ray-Bans.
No, well, yours are nice. I'm talking about those yellow things to my left.
Oh, it's some.
Oh, they came from the kids' party.
Whoa, Banana Republic or something like that. Fantastic. Rush Mano, you absolute legend. Thank you so much.
Rush Mano, boom, boom, boom. That was fantastic. I need to get my phone up so I can read out the messages.
I'll get on the case, old friend. You just
okay.
I'll get on the case, pal. I'm not on the case yet, but I'm getting on the case.
You might need to take the dark glasses off. It might help you.
Yes, that's true, because I can't see at the best of times. But let's have a look. Who have we got? Maneza is in with a gifted membership. Madhouse, legend as well, has got a membership. Go Man United or Pappy has also got a membership. He has, Pedro, and I'm going Quedro because it's PQ EDRO, so it could be a silent Q. So we'll go with Pedro.
Silent P. Quedro.
Quedro could be Quedro, could be yes. He looks quite cool actually. He''s got long hair and quite he looks pretty cool. Jim D64, Gaming Simp, Kenny Fan TV, Israel Adaga maybe, and Overhead Kick TV. All are members. If you could all give a Devilish Tacticos shout out to Rushmano for an absolute legend, and a big welcome to all the new members.
I think Rushmano deserves a one of the super chat jingles. What do you
want
to give?
He needs a Rushmano jingle.
Yes, obviously. I talked about it. I want to make a special Rushmano jingle, but let's do this one with the.
Oh yes, okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll get these back on then. Super.
Well.
Poor Mark, he gets absolutely blocked out there, doesn't he?
Absolute full-on block.
It's a proper block, isn't it? Sorry, Mark, it's a proper block. Fantastic.
I'm used to it. But being the younger, better-looking one, you get blocked out.
Well, I would have been. Well, he is a bit. Well, yeah, he's definitely the better-looking one. I need a shave, gents.
What about this one? Nah. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling
it. I was going to go for a beard, and then I was going to do day 2 or day 3 of not shaving since, for Man United winning 5 games in a row. The poor lad, Frank, the United stand, I hope he realises that he's never going to get a fucking haircut again.
Why not?
Well, when was the last time a Premier League club won 5 games in a row?
Right, can I just point out, he said win 5 games in a row. We haven't lost.
No, but he said win. Me and Jarvis were talking. Me and Jarvis were saying about this the other day. What we should have said is be unbeaten for 5 games.
Should have said it, but Mark is right. We can still win 3 in a row, and we would have been 5 unbeaten. No,
that's true. No, you're right.
No.
You're absolutely right. But he's already come out and said he's gone back to square one.
It looks like a wig to me, anyway. I think he's talking.
He's dyed it red, but it's not actually as red as I thought. But good luck to the geezer anyway. But unfortunately, Frank, if you're listening, and we'd love to have you on, mate. If you're watching, please come on, because the Devilish Tacticos, I'd love it if you popped on.
I promise I won't get the clippers out behind him.
Yeah, mate, you're not cutting that mop unless you but you can't adjust the rules, unfortunately. But credit where credit's due. I think it's absolutely brilliant what you're doing. I hope you raise a lot of money.
Guys, I don't know if you saw the subject of the evening. I want to talk a little bit about mentality, and this is where we are at the moment, because I blame the mentality of the players. Say again?
I've rolled my sleeves up for that. That's what you do. You roll your
mentality up for a fight.
Yes.
But I was going to say, because we talked about the mentality of the players after Saturday's draw against Nottingham Forest, and we will come to the game. We will talk more about the game later. But first of all, I want to talk about the mentality of the GOAT himself, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. And he was in an interview. I think it was with Piers Morgan again. And he was asked, is Messi the best player in the world, or are you, or something like that? I'm paraphrasing. And, he came out right away and said, what did he say again? Let me just check. I need a quote to get it right.
For me, I don't agree with that opinion. Was his quote?
Yes. He said, I don't agree. I don't want to be humble. He just blocked it right away. He's better than Messi. So, I understand it from a point of view as a top athlete. You need to have this type of mentality. Stu, you have this mentality. You have been having this for 50 years now.
Yes.
The no prisoners, take no prisoners mentality when you enter the pitch. But, he lived it fully, heartedly, 100% in his whole life. And, he makes everything to be a winner. And, I seen some footage of Ronaldo when he was younger, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Nicky Butt, Roy Keane, everybody talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Scholes. And, they said he came in early, 3 hours before everybody else. Dude did his workout. He did everything right, trained. He watched YouTube clips. He trained on his flicks and tricks. And he had his own chef. He was 100% dedicated in everything he did. He went home, slept 3 hours every day just to be the best. And in every training session, Nicky Butt, Roy Keane, all of them, they had one goal in mind: kick him down every time he had the ball. But he never complained. He just stood up and kept on fighting. So, you're not a regular human being in your mindset doing something like that. So I want to talk a little bit about this and have your take. Why is it Ronaldo has this strong mentality?
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to annoy absolutely everybody here because what a daft question by Piers Morgan again. I mean, he's supposed to be a serious journalist, this guy, and you can't think of a better question to ask, arguably, of our generation, Jarvis. I'm talking 2000s onwards. Him and Messi, the two greatest footballers we've seen. And within that period, we have seen some absolute monster players. R9, for example, Zidane, for example, Figo, for example, Xavi, Iniesta. But we're landing on two individuals when you are looking at that. And then before that, Jarvis, your very own Diego Maradona, Pele, Lothar Matthäus, players of absolute substance,
Platini,
quality. Yeah. And those guys are smoking 20 fags a day. Different time set, different mindset. Absolutely. I totally agree. To be the very best in modern day football, Jarvis, you have to work tirelessly, whereas you didn't, and you got away by pure craft. And it was real craft, and they didn't really have to hone their craft. Platini, forgot about him. Yeah, great shines. And so the question for me, and what is, by the way, Ronaldo supposed to say? What's he going to say? Yeah, Messi's better than me. Yeah. After all that he's achieved with 950, what is he, 952? Currently 953, 955 goals is absolutely phenomenal. And you can document every single one of his goals, Jarvis, where they lost a bit of count, didn't they? With Pele getting over 1,000 goals. He is going to do it. Ronaldo is going to do it. And that is going to set him above anybody else in the footballing stratosphere, because Messi's way down, I believe, goal scoring to Ronaldo. So for me, the question doesn't need to be asked, because he's going to reach that feat where it's going to take, I mean, maybe, Jarvis, maybe your fellow Norwegian Erling Haaland might surpass Ronaldo, because he's on unbelievable form. I don't know what his tally is. I wouldn't have a clue right now.
He'll have a long way to go, but exactly. I think he has the same frame of mind and
mindset. Yeah. And that's what I was getting to. So the reason I think it's a daft question is because I think Ronaldo's answered that himself. Now, would I personally want to split between Messi and Ronaldo? I actually like different things about both players. Actually, I like Messi's close control. It's better than Ronaldo's control, but Messi's rubbish in the air compared to Ronaldo. Messi's not as powerful compared to Ronaldo, but dribbling ability. Would you concede this as a Maradona fan? There's nobody better, perhaps, than Maradona to maybe Messi, maybe this comparison. With the way that they hold the ball and the way they dribble tightly. I'm not talking about anything else, but the way that they move and maneuver the ball. So the comparison for me, the two, is absolutely superb. I love the individual areas of them. Before we go any further, big up to Mick, who's tuned in.
Big up, Mick.
Yeah, Mick's father is unwell at the moment, very unwell at the moment, but there are green shoots of recovery. So, Mick, we hope everything's all right today, fella. From everybody, all my family to you. But let's talk about the mentality side of it then. I believe there's a bigger mentality, I'm not going to go with ego at all. But I think for Ronaldo to achieve what he's achieved, he understood that he had failings as a child. He had home life problems, as we all know, but he decided he wanted to be the very, very best, and he made that decision at a young age. And you're absolutely right. The lads talk about him. They raved about him, didn't they, when they played Sporting Lisbon away in a friendly? Rio Ferdinand absolutely went fucking nuts. If you don't sign him, it's the biggest mistake we're ever going to do. And he came down
about week 4 last Paul's goals. Well, they sat on the bus waiting for the manager to get back in, and he just walks back and goes, "Yeah, we've signed him."
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
1 year early, they've signed him.
Yeah, and you had to do it. You had to do it with this kid. Now, he came as a skinny 17-year-old, bad complexion, tippy-tappy football, dancing around, didn't understand English, didn't understand the Premier League, didn't probably understand Manchester United. And all of a sudden, something clicks with him. Something snapped in the back of his mind. He talks about it, doesn't he? Something snapped in the back of his mind. If I want to be the very, very best, I have to change my ways. He brought in a sprint coach, didn't he, to up his speed. He brought in a chef. He did his gym work. He looked at his body mass. He looked at his fitness. He looked at his muscle mass. And he understood that I need to be trim, but I can't be too big because I need my speed. And then, all of that, he starts working on his spring and his lightness and his ability to out jump. And he became this I'm going to almost say, Jarvis and Mark, almost the complete player, if there is anything such as a complete player. Because when you look at Maradona, when you look at Zidane, when you look at Pele, when you look at Georgie Best, there were certain areas they weren't strong at. Ronaldo can score with his left foot and his right foot. He can volley. He can header. He can score. Well, okay. He scores the odd free kick. not that many. But he delivers a variety that is unrivaled in other players. But to actually ask that question and actually Piers Morgan believe he's getting what I would call, Jarvis, as a truthful answer, he was never going to get it. But I think it will speak for itself in 2 seasons' time when Ronaldo tips over that 1,000-goal mark. I think it will. Then the argument stops. There's no question. It's done. Because if you can get over that milestone, which is, I get goosebumps thinking about a player getting 1,000 career goals. It's unbelievable. It's unthinkable.
When Pele had more than 1,000, didn't he? Or,
yes, but
that
again,
was with show games and stuff. They went on tour.
Mark, I'll tell you, it's not truly been corroborated, unfortunately.
It's not the only one. I think Eusebio and people like that were questionable having a lot more goals than what they went down for
because of show games and things like that. But Ronaldo, we can categorically stipulate and say, I've got over that mountain, and I can hang my boots up, and I've achieved. There's nothing left to achieve in the game, is there? What else is there to achieve in the game?
There's always more. That's what you get with Ronaldo. He will always strive and try to achieve more. He will always try to win the next game, score the next goal.
I think that it's an injustice to both players to question who's the best. I really do, because of Messi's career and what he's achieved.
The question should be, Stu, who's better out of you and Messi versus Pele and Maradona? That's a question.
Yes, that's a good question. No, that is a good question. I like it because that's what that's effectively what you're asking, isn't it? What you're asking Maradona, you're asking Pele. So
compare. If Pele was playing now and Maradona played at the same time they would, when they weren't getting shit kicked out of them every time they got near the ball and trying to be rugby tackled and everything. Maybe they go on to have these careers. It's uncomparable. The leagues are uncomparable. The stats don't compare. People going on about, he's joined the Saudi league. There were better players in the Saudi league than there is in the MLS.
Although, Mark, if you're comparing Maradona and Pele, my old mate, he doesn't even have to think about it, do you, pal? You don't have to think about it, do you, Jarvis, my old mate?
Oh, did you ask me? I thought we were talking more.
Pele or Maradona.
I was just focused on one thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
I tuned out. I was looking at Mick. He gave us just five memberships.
Yeah. Oh, who was?
Mick gifted 5 memberships. Sorry, we will continue the debate.
I'm just about to wrap up. So my point is, and I love the question, Jarvis, because it's a question that's been asked. I don't like Piers Morgan asking it because he's done it before. Yeah. He's supposed to be a tier 1 journalist. Ask him something different. Ask him something, this is what I would do, Jarvis. You're Ronaldo. Jarvis, what are the qualities that Messi has that you don't? And what are the qualities that you have that Messi doesn't? There he is. That's him then thinking about the difference between the two. That's the question you ask these types of people because you get an honest answer back, Jarvis. If I was to say to you, Jarvis, you or Mark, who's the better player? Well, me, obviously. That's how you do it. So, in essence, I hope Ronaldo reaches the summit of 1,000 goals. I really do, because I think that'll be magnificent, and I hope you put that debate to bed. That's just my side on it. Mick, you're an absolute legend as well, mate. I'm for what you're going through to do this for us is very humbling.
It's very humbling. Thank you, Mick. Let me play the super chat jingle. Thank you, Mick. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. New members in the house is Michelle, Zachariah, Silverback Gamer 1 Beast, and we have Danny Walshy, Man You Win, and MU Tube. MU Tube, hope you're well, my friend. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. I hope you're well. Yeah. So we have 5 new memberships in the growing club of
I can't believe have you seen this? We've had thanks to Rushmano and Mick and Bilal and Vicky and people who've donated us memberships. It's been tremendous.
Close to 70 members now, I believe.
Close to 70, yeah, we are. Yeah, I had a look the other day.
Wow. Thank you, Mick. Thank you for the support. Thank you. So let's get back to the debate and for me, when it comes to these two guys, I watched a lot of Barcelona in the 2000s, just because of Ronaldinho, because I loved him as a player. And Messi came on board, in Ronaldinho's later days and in Barcelona. And, everybody talked about Messi, but for me, it was just like a dribbling winger at the moment. So I couldn't quite understand it. But, as soon as everybody else left and Messi became the big star, he was banging in goals every week. And what he was doing on the ball, was incredible. And you've seen the link, with Maradona, with Messi, how they dribble everybody. And, like Speedy Gonzalez running around in between legs of everyone. And for me, that was super impressive. But again, I have to say my honest opinion is I believe Ronaldo is the better player as because I think he's more complete. But what Messi can do is more of an extreme level, because the dribbling, his balance, his way he shifts his movements from one side to the other, no player can do it with 100% control on the ball. So again, it's not always easy, being a small player. I don't know how tall he is. He's probably 5 foot.
He's 5'7", isn't he, Messi?
7?
Yeah,
5'7". Yeah. And it's an adult game, and it's not always easy. He's stocky, he's compact, but he plays against a lot of big guys. And I always disliked Messi a little bit because what he did against us in the Champions League finals. especially the first one. He demolished this Man United team. So again, for me, it's Ronaldo. But Mark, what's your take?
For me, they're pointless conversations because I think everyone has a.
Don't sit on the fence. You have to take a.
No. Part of the game. I'll explain. I generally think Ronaldo is the better player because I don't look at how many goals he's scored. I look at the leagues he's played in and scored those goals. So he went from La Liga and Messi. That was when who is the greatest out of those two when they were in the same league. But when Ronaldo goes off to play in La Liga, which is a much higher difficulty league than Messi going to play for PSG, and Messi did shit at PSG, as we all are aware. So why is he such a great player? He then went from PSG to Inter Miami, and they had to buy his ex-teammates to make him look good by feeding him the ball. And he's playing against, I'm sorry, but semi-professional players, a lot of them. They wouldn't even make it to Div 2 or 1. Some of the goalkeepers are absolutely horrendous. Like when you see them, you're thinking, what are they doing? They look like they should still be an ice hockey goalkeeper, the way they come out. But yet, Saudi League gets all the bad criticism. How many ex-Premier League players are playing in the Saudi League? Goalkeepers. Mendy's in one of the keepers, other goalkeepers, other defenders. And Ronaldo still scored 100 goals. I think it's 105 in 99 games or something like that. He's still scoring a goal a game. But he came to Man United, finished top goal scorer. You know? Yeah, and we were terrible, weren't we? 18 goals and we were absolutely horrendous. But they all have their abilities, their skill. You say about Messi's balance. Yeah, he's 5'7". It's easier to knock a 6'2" player off balance than it is a 5'7" who has the ability to jump and bounce off the player to keep the ball, because that's what he does. He has a little hop up in the air when they try to shoulder him. He jumps into them and takes the ball back the other way with the outside of the foot. Absolutely superb skill. But I don't even put him in the category, either of them in the category as Ronaldo and Cruyff and people who changed the game. It is their mentality. Ronaldo has the best mentality I could teach. Like, someone's said, like, he's a bit narcissistic. Find me a top sports star that isn't. You know, basketball has this constant conversation about James versus Jordan when there's players in between that separating them there because of mentality, staying and doing something at one clubs or jumping around to winning teams. That's how I see Messi. I think Messi's a superb player, but he comes in late. He picks up late runs. I think he's a great watcher of the ball. Can you imagine those two in this team? They'd be unbeatable. Those two, one feeding the other. You know, little link-up plays. But
yeah, I think you're right.
For me,
but for me, yeah. Sorry, Mark. Continue, please.
No, I'm just going to say, for me, Ronaldo wins because of that drive. I don't feel Messi has that drive. People go on about like Messi, the deal Messi got in America with Adidas and things like that, and the hidden clauses with Apple and stuff, where he's done that deal for money and for himself. It's no different to Ronaldo going to Saudi and doing it for money. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, they're roughly on the same amount a year, aren't they?
Roughly on the same amount, and a lot of people don't realise this.
50 million, yeah, that's correct. That is, Mark. You're absolutely right. But you can't publicise it, can you, in the American League? The MLS.
So it's saying here, Joe, if you can put up the quote, the Saudi League is rubbish because it's sports washing. There are more top quality players in the Saudi League than there are in that. Sports washing or not, the players are still there. Ronaldo's in the team with Mane, people like that still playing. You know, we've got players that still are looking to come back and still capable of playing in the Premier League, i.e. Jordan Henderson. So
yeah, there's some of them that are on their tipping point now, aren't they? Isn't Ivan Toney one of them? He's done is it 18 months, is it, or something you have to do in Saudi?
But
I think you have to complete your contract.
Money. No,
yeah. Is it your contract?
Who cares about the money? Let's have a look at the players that are in that league. They don't. They're still there on the pitch playing. They're not taking the money and not playing, are they?
Yeah, but you could see it in the Club World Cup this summer. You could see. I think it was it Al Ittihad who played
Man City.
So you could see the level. The players were good.
there was some superb passing and moving throughout. I watched all of those games. Some of the passing and moving, you're not giving them credit because they don't play outside of that league yet, right? I hate it because let's put the MLS teams in there. Oh wait, Miami, how did they do? They lost nearly all their games, didn't they?
I can't
remember.
No.
Exactly. But we can remember Al Etihad with a weakened side doing well. That's not even Ronaldo's team.
Yeah, they weren't in it. Al Nassr weren't in it. They were trying to get him, weren't they? You know, the interesting thing for me, and I think you're both right, mentality, Ronaldo, skillfulness, Messi. And then if you look at what UEFA think, 8 Ballon d'Or to 5, or is it 6?
Oh, don't bring Ballon d'Or in it.
No, but that's how they look at it, don't they? No, it's all bullshit. But I think Ronaldo's only managed 5, which is only 5, by the way. I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah, and Mo Salah's managed none.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So look, it's one of those. It's good old Piers Morgan, bless him. He's desperate for anything, but you know, I mean, the interesting Catherine No Nonsense McDade said, I can't find it now. She goes, who is the goat on the Tactical Devils? That was her question, which I thought was great.
Oh, well, I don't want to make a poll. You know, it's not a contest. We don't want to make a poll. It's a collaboration. It's a show. But before we go to Bilal's super chat, thank you, Bilal. I am Titanium. I just want to read out this from Mick, and he's saying, "Thank you guys for the support you've given me during this hard period with my dad, and there is a small chance he can make it. So love you all, and you know." Our heart goes out to you, and we pray for you and your family and your dad, and hope it ends well. So I would say everybody, you know, leave a love heart in the live chat for Mick and his dad. You know, we hope and pray and sending good thoughts.
Yeah, while we're talking about parents, my dad passed away 9 years ago today. So love your dad, and I hope you're looking down. And he would be a devilish tactico. My dad would. He was a Chester City fan for his sins. He loved everything about Chester, and he always used to hang on the fact that Ian Rush used to play for Chester. So that's my dad.
Ian Rush, yes.
Yeah, he used to love
Liverpool
that.
legend, Ian Rush, or Juventus legend. I don't know how you want to put it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A Welsh legend. He was Welsh, wasn't he?
Oh, he was as Welsh as it got. It was Rushy. Yeah, Wales have had it's such a shame because Wales have had some superb players who just never graced the greatest, you know, the World Cup or whatever.
Giggs, Mark Hughes, Bale.
Oh, Gareth Bale, Gary Speed.
Gary Speed, yes.
Yeah,
Gary Speed,
you know,
legend.
Never really, just couldn't get there, could they?
Craig Bellamy, wasn't he Welsh?
Yeah, we wouldn't call him a legend, no, but yeah.
Mark Hughes.
Sparky. Of course.
Sparky and Mark Hughes.
Neville Southall.
Big Nev. Yeah. What a keeper he was.
Ryan Giggs.
Rodri Giggs. Don't forget Rodri Giggs, you know, played for Torquay. Come on.
Big up to the Welsh. Big up to the Welsh.
We love you, Welsh.
A lot of love for Mick in the chat. So thank you, and we appreciate it on behalf of the Tactical Devils. Wayne Rooney? No, he was not Welsh. Sorry, Smithy.
No.
He was English.
No. What's his name? Is the record English goal scorer? Talking of English, Mary Earps has caused a little bit of a stir in the world of women's football, and she's released a new book. And she's had a pop at Hannah Hampton, the Chelsea and England goalkeeper. And she's got a lot of backlash about it. But, you know, ultimately, she was part of the Manchester United team and the women's England team that changed the face of women's football in this country. And we are where we are because of pioneers like Katie Zellum and Mary Earps and, you know, other superb players, Ella Toon, for example, and Nikita Paris, and I don't know a load of them, unfortunately, but yeah, that was in the news just recently, which I thought was quite interesting. I thought we don't mention the women's football really on this channel, so I thought it was worth a mention.
And for those who don't know, she mentions that basically the manager rewarded a goalkeeper who was disruptive in sessions and threatened to derail the 22 campaign, and then brought her back in once was out. And it's like, we know that in the men's games, we've seen that, and players have been frozen out for a long time because of it. I.e., Gazzers, Grealish, know, people like that. But sometimes other people might rise above the bad behaviour.
And but anyway, it was one of those. I just thought I'd mention it because it's popular. Anyway, let's get to Bilal's. Let's see if we can find it.
Yes, and I just want to read out this. And the madness comes in with Tom Jones, another Welsh legend we forgot, and also let's not forget about Anthony Hopkins, the Oscar-winning actor, Silence of the Lamb. I just recently this weekend, because it was Halloween, watched Silence of the Lamb.
What a great film!
I just mention one more. We should always mention, because he was phenomenal and sadly passed away, Gary Speed.
Yeah, we mentioned Gary Speed. Did you not hear me say Gary Speed?
I did not hear you say Gary Speed.
Oh, you said Gary Speed.
That's that bloody mop you've got on the top of your head. It's covering your ears.
What?
That mop you've got on the top. That's why, by the way, he's wearing a cap, because that hair is out of control.
Yeah, I know. I had a bar flirt. It's going where it wants to go.
Yeah, it's out of control. By the way, Catherine, No Nonsense McDade, we're coming with a no nonsense player as well, and that's Big John Hartson, lad. You're absolutely right.
John Hartson.
Yeah.
Played for Everton. Was it Everton?
No, he was
West Ham.
West Ham. But
West Ham. Yes.
He kicked. What's his name? Who did he kick? Jarvis.
Who did he kick? Roy Keane?
No, he kicked one of his players. Yossi Benayoun. No.
Can't think who it is.
Anyway, if you know who John Hartson kicked when he was playing for, West Ham, let us know. Also, Arsenal, big player for Arsenal at that time, as ginger as it gets, shaved his head. But fair play to him. Had his troubles as well. Got brain cancer, didn't he? And survived. So Big John Hartson, played for Celtic as well. Absolute legend. Bilal's come in, and his favourite player. We're going to do the super chat jingle, all friends. We've got Mick as well.
Super chat. Yeah, well, we can read Bilal's and then mix, and then we play a jingle.
Yes. Remind me to get just the Scouse, before you do that, the Scouse end of Scouse version of Silence of the Lambs. Shut up, yous. Fucking love that. That's funny as fuck.
The teammate was Berkovic.
Ayol Berkovic. Yes, Berkovic. Bang. Have that, Berko.
You were close. You said Benayoun.
Yeah, I knew you were going to be. Ayol Berkovic.
10 years later, Benayoun.
yeah, Yossi Benayoun. Not Joss's Giants, but Yossi Benayoun.
I'm lost control completely over the show. These two guys. Let's get the super chats and read out the super chats. Yes. Now we have the super chat jingle. Now it's just a shorter version of the other one. So yeah, I'm just trying to mix it up for you, not to make it boring.
I'm mixing it up as well for Bilal, mixing it up.
Yes. Well, I am Titanium 4230 coming in and say my favorite players are the three Ronaldos. Can you guess who the third is?
I know the answer to this, but no surprise there.
Okay. So you have Ronaldo R9 and R7. Those are the two.
Yeah.
Who's the other Ronaldo?
I remember there was a Pele playing for Olympique Marseille back in the 90s.
Yes, there was Pele, yeah.
It was a Pele.
Well, the third Ronaldo wore number 10.
Oh, Romario.
No, because that wouldn't be Ronaldo.
No, I know, but I can't think of another Ronaldo.
Rivaldo.
Rivaldo? No.
Close though. That was really close.
Ronaldinho.
I know he's got Ronaldo.
Yes,
Ronald.
The young Ronaldo.
The young Ronaldo. Yes, I like it, Bilal. Nice. I'm going to give you that, Bilal.
Big up, Bilal. Made us think.
I love that one. Mick's comment also. There are only two real goats. He's absolutely right, Jarvis and Stu. Thank you so much for that, Mick. You're absolutely right.
Stop it.
But you are right. Thank you, Mick.
Pretty close to this.
Hey! He's got Mark's off. Mark's had it. It's that haircut. That's why. That haircut.
No, I'm not old enough to be a goat.
That is true. Yes, that is true. What else have we got here? Look, we got some great names coming in with.
By the way, Trevor is in the house. Big up, Trevor. Good to see you. Evening, Jarvis, Arnold, Schwarzenegger, Cox, Where's Bully, and Mark, Conspiracy Theorist. Langridge. Big up, Trevor Wade.
Who else have we got? Catherine, back to Welsh players, Joe. You started it. Welsh players. John Toshak, Big Tosh, absolutely.
Big Tosh.
It's just me, 43. I'd agree with you there. Mary Ebbs has done nothing wrong. British media is making her to be a bitch, but she's not. Absolutely. I would
play Vinnie Jones yet?
You're sorry?
Vinnie Jones.
Well, he played for by virtue of his grandma. But he is well. Yes. Who else we got? Aaron Ramsey, yeah.
Ramsey, yeah.
Yeah, from Smitty Squires there.
Bale.
Ashley Williamson. Bale, we've already done that. Again, that fucking hair is in his ears.
What?
Who else have we got?
Biancheri, the academy player. He's Welsh.
Well, there you go.
Really? Welsh.
Yeah, Sean knows his stuff when it comes to all these young players.
Yes,
so I trust 100% Sean when he says something. Like that.
Yes.
I'm not going to fact check him. But
Berkovic, we've got that. Glad to help, fellas. And the madness. Yes, he was kicked in the face, Trev. Little Ronaldo.
I remember one band that's Welsh. Manic Street Preachers.
I was going to say, there's one band we can't mention. We can't mention one band, so I'm glad you didn't mention that.
Who?
So we can't mention
Handbag and Glad Rags.
Yeah, the one who got fucking stabbed.
No, don't bring it up.
That's what I mean. I'm not mentioning him, but him. No. Robbie Earnshaw. Bloody Catherine, no nonsense midday. He's either on Google or he's on an app.
Where did he play? Was he Wimbledon? Earnshaw?
Rob Earnshaw. No, you're talking about Robbie played in number 5. No, played in the middle.
Something reminds me of a Wimbledon player.
Yes. Let's have a look. Mickey Thomas. Yes, we forgot Mickey Thomas. Wrexham legend and Manchester United legend, of course. It's not Robbie, but I was going to say Robbie Butler. It isn't Robbie Butler.
No.
Mickey Thomas.
BBC Newsreader. Who's that one?
Rob Earnshaw. No, Rob Earnshaw used to play for. I think he played. Okay. Yeah, this is the guy. We're not going to mention his name. I see it. No, we're not mentioning him. God no.
No. So we're not putting it out there. We can read the chats.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a blast talking about Welsh names and talking about Ronaldo and Messi. But I think we need to move on with the show. We have 44 minutes into the show, and let's
we've got Welsh tonight,
some other topics. Let's talk Man United. I want to talk a little bit about the game. Then we can go to some news. There's some news on Baleba. There's also some news about a player called Victor Roque, and we apparently linked to him. So we'll go into it and check out his stats, what type of player he is. But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the game on Saturday, because I haven't got Mark's take on the game. You know, we drew against Nottingham Forest 2-2. We equalized with Ahmad in the 78th, 79th, 80th minute, something. And we saved the point at the end of the day, but we could and should have won it. You know, for me, I think I felt that we we had the bigger chances, and Ahmad had a big chance in the 92nd minute. But Mark, how did you see the game, and why do you think we failed to win?
We failed to win because we were lucky to be given both our goals. To be honest, the ball never went out over the line for the first one, and as I put in our chat, Thingy's offside, in my opinion. He's standing directly in front of the keeper, and they never showed the line to see if he was on or offside. I haven't seen that VAR decision, but he looks clearly offside to me. So we were very lucky. But I don't know what happened at half time. Like, they just came out as still asleep. We've all been there. Well, I don't think I've ever been there, but you come back out and you should be up for it more than anything. And it was 2 quick goals, and they were nigh on identical. They should have had a third. But yeah, I think when you're playing with only 10 men for most of the game, because if you notice, everything went down the right. Everything went down the right. And to the point that even the managers called out a player. That's what I put it down to. We don't win because we're not playing as a team. We're still getting individual brilliance. You know, Ahmad's goal is brilliant. It's Paul. Well, it's not quite Paul Scholes-esque, but what a hit. We've seen him try it multiple times. Casemiro from corners. You know, most people complain about Casemiro, but yet that's another goal he's got us, and I thought was probably our best player. But the mentality, this shows very much about mentality today, isn't it? So,
yeah,
last season we would have crashed and burned. We would have gone and hid in our own goal, and they would have just peppered us for the rest of the second half after getting. And we end up losing 2-3, 4-1. You know, there does seem to be a little bit more fight to try and get another goal and to keep going. But I still see massive naivety in our play. It was definitely a winnable game. I like the fact we didn't play quite so many long balls because, as you guys sort of said, you can't play long balls against Sean Dyche. He was raised in that football. You know, balls in the air, head it clear. But he wasn't heading it straight back down the pitch like they were the other week. He said it, get up, head it wide because they're narrowing the pitch to win the second ball. So if you head it wide, it either goes out for a throw in or we pick it up and counter. It was just sensible defending.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Jarvis. I don't think we did anything wrong. We just didn't do it with any purpose.
Mark, I can give you my immediate take when I saw the game. I was thinking, why did we give Hudson-Odoi so much space? But after a while, when I looked at the game a little bit closer, I understood that it was Nico Williams who actually, he wasn't inverting, overlapping, he was underlapping all the time. So we put Lenny Yoro under pressure, and Yoro didn't want to go out. So they basically isolated Hudson-Odoi against Ahmad defensively time after time. And I think they did it on purpose. That was a game plan from Sean Dyche. So for me, I think maybe Ruben Amorim should have reacted earlier and either let Casemiro run out, maybe dropped Bruno a little bit into the pivot with Casemiro, so Casemiro had the freedom to follow Nico Williams if he came up, or so we could have freed up Lenny Yoro. I think there were some in-game management things that a coach as Amorim should have seen. For me, and I think he made a mistake.
I've rewatched it
after the game, didn't he?
Yeah,
he spoke about it after the game about the problem of Ahmad. Ahmad's so good 1v1, so good going forward, and it's a gamble that it paid off. If it didn't pay off, we lose that game. And we're already like Stu, you were playing, but in the chat we were like, Ahmad needs to come off. And Burmo, Sesko, they all look knackered. Well, there's no excuse for it because we're only playing one game a week, but they look knackered. And Ahmad doesn't defend quick enough. He defends, but as you showed last week for and Burmo sprinting back to the box to defend, you don't quite see that from Ahmad. And Ahmad is that young player, and he's looking at, hang on, why do I have to do it on the right when the guy on the left ain't sprinting forward? Well, I'm sprinting forward, and I'm expected to sprint back. He's just jogging and staying put and not doing anything. It has a knock-on effect with the mentality of the younger age groups now. So you have to pull him off. Mazraoui on that right wing back. We were screaming out for a right-footed cross. He spoke about that. He pulls Dalot up on, where he cuts back onto his right every time, doesn't put the ball in the box. Why are you not pulling Mbeumo and Ahmad for doing exactly the same thing? You know, it's quite funny. We spoke about it for the last 2 weeks, and now the manager's even speaking about it in his press conferences.
Yeah. It is interesting. I rewatched the game actually properly. I had a proper look at it, and I'm going to give Amorim a tiny amount of credit, not a huge amount, but we know a bit more. Mark will probably, and you will, Jarvis, when you hear what I'm about to say. Ruben Amorim has got nothing to measure Sean Dyche on for 18 months. So the last time he can go and really look at Sean Dyche's side is his Everton team. And his Everton team were a lot more direct than we played on Saturday. You didn't see that against Porto, and you didn't see it in the first game where they got beat 3-0. I can't remember who it was about. Was it Palace, lads? Where they got, was it Palace that got beat 3-0 in Dyche's? Anyway, they got beat 3-0.
No, he lost Chelsea. No, Chelsea was the sacking, wasn't it? Chelsea was the sacking.
Anyway, he lost his first game, but he'd only been in a couple of days. Anyway, it's irrelevant. So Amorim didn't have a lot to go on straight away. I agree with the in-game management. If you haven't got a lot to go on, you set yourself up how you think he's going to play, and if he doesn't do that, then you change it during the game. And great managers do that. Really good, solid managers will change the game the way that they see it. And I was almost refreshed when I heard him talk about Ahmad, because he talked about the gamble and the risk he was taking with Ahmad. But as Mark said, he pointed out the reward side of it. It is risk and reward with Ahmad, and it's always been a problem for me. That risk and reward. I would still think he's better off as a left wing back than a right wing back, and you bring Mazraoui in, etc. But I'm not really going to bite his lunch on this one, Amorim, because I'll tell you something for nothing, fellas, and I really, really mean this. It won't be the first top end team, because we are effectively 8th. Effectively, after it's all done now, we're 8th. Nothing's changed. We are way, way better off than where we were last season. We have made massive strides already in this 9-game period. Let's see where we are again in 9 games' time. But teams are going to go there now, moving forward. They are going to get beaten. Forest are going to start to win. Dyche has shown me something, Mark, I didn't think he had in his locker. Because as you pointed out, your very beginning, he was born on long balls. He came out the womb on long balls, because that's what happened back then. That's all it fucking was. It was it. No, you couldn't play football on the pitches because the ball wouldn't fucking get to you or would bobble to you. He was born on the long ball, and he has adapted a way of playing. For the first time, he's had creative footballers, Mark. Look at the teams, and Jarvis, look at the teams he's had and the players that he's had. He's never had a Morgan Gibbs-White. He's never had an Elliot Anderson. He's never had.
He's trying to players in, but never had the money to bring him in either.
Correct.
He's a very, very talented coach. If you ever watch him on the Coaching Network, well, I suppose most of you probably wouldn't even subscribe to it, but when he breaks down stuff, he's so smart in the way he does it. But everyone takes the piss out of him because of his voice, and
they think he doesn't know what he's doing. That's right.
But
he's got boots in the door.
Nigel Clough. That's what everyone needs to remember. He played under Nigel Clough for quite some time. Came through the academy.
Yeah. He's got Hudson-Odoi. We know the type of player Hudson-Odoi is. He's got this. Jesus is a different animal to what you would consider and we would consider, lads. Just stick a Chris Wood up there and hit and fucking hope, because that's all he could do with Calvert-Lewin. So it's massively interesting. So I did go back and I did look, and I agree with everything you both have said. 100%. You're both 100% right. But I always believe this in football, and I've always said it. Sometimes you just got to doff your cap to the opposition. You have to. You've got to doff your cap to it, because it takes 2 teams to play a game of football. You've been in it yourselves. The games that you've played, we've all done this, because I've been guilty of it, going, well, fuck it, we tanked those 8-1 last season. we're going to do them again this season. What happens? You're on a 4-0 fucking loss.
Yeah, you overcommit, a counter, and
it does happen. So Jarvis, I think you're 100% right about what you're saying about Bruno dropping into the pivot. I've had chance to look at it now properly.
Yeah.
You're right about Nico Williams in particular. I didn't see that in the highlights. You're absolutely right to identify. Mark's right to identify the Ahmad thing, which we identified anyways. You quite rightly said before Amorim spoke about it. Yoro, me and Jarvis said we thought Maguire should have come in against the Dyche team. We don't know if he's still
I'm really surprised he didn't bring him on. So that says to me again, same as Mount should have come on for Sesko a lot earlier.
Maybe they're still injured. Maybe they're
not fit enough.
Yeah,
I think it was sneaky bum time. I think he didn't trust them. I think he kept the players he trusted, and I don't think Amorim trusts his bench, to be honest. I think this is the reason. And we know what happened against Brighton at the dying minutes of the game. We were up. Was it 3-0? And it was 3-2 at the end.
Yeah, 3-0. No, it was 3-2. Yeah.
And he knows what he gets when he gets a sub. So he was scarred in that Brighton game, and I think we will see a more cautious Amorim from now because of this. I think he feels the pressure, and I think he can smell that we are actually in the, let's say, top 4, top 5 battle at the moment, and they want to keep it that way. And
you're right.
Whatever it takes. I just feel this is Amorim because of what is said in the interview, what is done, what is proven to us. And for me now, it looks like he's a little bit like a deer in the headlights sometimes in his in-game management. He's stuck, and he don't have the courage to mix it up because he don't want to lose.
Yeah, this weekend, gents, is going to be really pivotal because you've got City, Liverpool, so that's top 4. We've got Tottenham, so that's top 8 and top 4. 8v6. So it's quite pivotal. This now, Arsenal are away at Sunderland,
which is first v 4th, first v 5th, something like that.
So there's a lot happening. So. We could elevate ourselves again if we beat them. I think Mason. I know we'll talk about this Thursday, Jarvis. I think Mason Mount comes in, and I think Maguire comes in against Tottenham. I think you're absolutely right. I think
you think so.
I love Yoro. Yeah, I love Yoro. I do. But I think if we're all honest, us three at the moment, our most solid trio is Shaw, De Ligt, and Maguire. I think if we're all being honest, and I think we would all say as much as I think Maguire probably needs to move on in the summer. If Maguire's in at centre half, I guarantee you now, Morgan Gibbs-White doesn't score. He doesn't score. It just doesn't happen. But it didn't, and it happens. Jarvis is 100% right. Amorim is lacking courage. And he's got to. At
least I felt so after the first game, and I just want to show this to explain to you people what I talked about, because when we talk about this isolating, the Ahmad area, let's say defensively is here, and Lenny Yoro is usually going out there and operating as a right fullback at times because Ahmad is usually high up the pitch, and we saw last season. A lot of other teams, they try to pin down our wingbacks. So they basically did like this. So we were forced to play in a back 5 a lot of the times, and we didn't know what to do about it. But in this game, Ahmad did his tracking back. He was working hard, but he should have Lenny Yoro with him to be more solid. But Nico Williams he inverted. Not overlapped, but he underlapped and kept Lenny Yoro in his place. So for me, I think the solution would be something like drop Bruno a little bit deeper, play them side by side, and let Bruno Casemiro do this role, and free up Lenny Yoro to be more involved with Ahmad 2 against 1 Hudson-Odoi, because Hudson-Odoi is the dribbler, he's quick, he's pacey. It's not easy for Ahmad, he's not a full-out defender, he's a winger, not a fullback. So I think we would have been much more comfortable. And we might have even had a chance to put Ahmad a little bit higher and just set Hudson-Odoi against Yoro 1 against 1 and had Ahmad as the outlet when we won the ball again. And, that would probably in a while put Nico Williams a little bit deeper in the pitch. So there were things we could have done. And, this was on Amorim's side. He should have seen this. You watching the game going in front of your eyes fully live. So for me, I'm a little surprised that he didn't do anything about it.
Fulham did this. This is what Iwobi spoke about. When you play a back five, you play a front three, and you tell your wide players to hug the touchline, because then the centre backs either have to mark or the wing backs have to come back. And if you can push your fullbacks on, you will outnumber them, because that's what you're going to do. So you're going to end up with 5v5 at the back. Well, no team plays 5v5. So you drop a midfielder in. Next thing you know, they're all on the edge of the 18-yard box. Like, you've been there. You know that if your centre backs play wide, you've now got to pull that holding midfielder in as a central centre back. Now you've got 6 at the back. That's what you do. And you're right about Ahmad, but it's not just Ahmad. So we'll forget the names. When you've got a young wing back, they're still learning, and that they're not a natural wing back. They have to think about one thing, and it's either they have to think about the attacking because they're more defensive, or it's vice versa. They think about it. They're naturally defensive, so they've got to think, when do I go forward? He's not running back. He's chasing back. Big difference. When you lose the ball in the wing back position, it's the easiest position on the pitch. You just run back in a straight line and you make a back five. You can almost run past your player, turn around and face him up. You don't need to engage him, push him and help him get closer and closer. You get back and then you force him on the outside. Put the cross in, because we're going to outnumber you in the middle of the park. We're going to have numbers in the middle. Put the ball in. I'll go 1v1. Nico Williams, you're up against Euro. That's fine. 2v2. Casemiro comes in. Oh, no, wait. Casemiro can't just come in because Bruno's out of position. Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
But do you think a manager tells him to do that? It's a choice. It's a choice. He now knows if he pushes forward, Cunha's got to sprint back. So he pushes forward last minute on a counter-attack. He doesn't even try to get back. He expects Cunha to do the sprinting for him. If you watch it back and just focus on those Cunha and Bruno, it's not this. It's, I've gone forward. He's got to go back. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't a natural rotation because it's about the turnover. And that's where I was saying about it being lopsided, where Dallo is staying back in the left-back position and not getting forward, stopping us from actually playing out on that side of the pitch entirely. So because he's back, Bruno's having to fill that space when he goes forward, or Cunha. So that's increasing the space you have to run back into. When you play, we call it 5-4-1 because defensively that's normally what it is. It's all about straight lines. You don't have to play a position. Just get back and build a solid back wall, then your mid block with your midfielders, and your striker compress left or right and dictate the play. If one of those players doesn't do it, it's like your ball bearings coming out of your bike. One ball bearing, ever so small, but take one out, your bike wheel's going to start falling apart.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And
the issue
we
have
3 games in a row where it's been perfect.
Yeah.
Because maybe I sound like slot. Because Nottingham Forest didn't do what we thought they were going to do, knocking the ball long, and we're picking it up. People were out of position, but they didn't think. And Stu, you say it all the time, where is their smartness to go, okay, we'll just narrow it. Let's force them to play outside of us. No, because everyone's expecting everyone to attack our midfield, expose Bruno and expose Casemiro. So we're staying. So they should be forced out. So we know no different here.
No, they should have been.
Tired, but
before we go to Stu, let me just mention one thing. Food for thought, Stu. Why are we insisting on defending with the back five when we could have just opened up the game and let Ahmad stay a little bit higher and defend with the back four? We could have gone into the back four. We've seen Amorim do this.
I was going to make
4-4-2 and just trust the guys.
That's actually the point I was going to make. Yeah, the point that you said is the one I was going to make. I'm with you on that one. And Mark's absolutely correct about Bruno and Cunha. That's a dynamic I've noticed over the last 4 games, or 3 games that Cunha's been back in. We've also noticed, Jarvis, because me and you picked it up. Was it Liverpool match? I said to you, watch De Ligt when De Ligt was playing right centre back. He's screaming at Amorim because he's got no cover from Ahmad, which is exactly the point you were making on there. So my question was, when I watched it, and Mark, you picked this up at the Liverpool game, so did you, Jarvis. We reverted to a back four. We didn't revert to a back four at any time that I could see within that game. That then allows what Jarvis was talking about, Mark. Ahmad to stay out of that fucking area.
Yeah.
Let me come in, Lenny Yoro. Dallo, we need you back in at left back effectively. Luke Shaw in the middle with Delict. Absolutely. And then you've still got, and I do agree with you, Jarvis, that, and I'm not a double pivot fan. You know that. You both know I'm not a double.
It depends. Everything depends. It's just positions.
You were right, though. But you were right. You drop Bruno back in, or as Mark quite rightly points out, oh, fuck off, can you get back? I'm not doing that. But somebody, another, in there, which allows Casemiro to do what he should be doing, and that's sweeping across the 18-yard box. I talk about that all the time. You've heard me talk about it. It's the cross, isn't it? It's the cross. You've heard me talk about it all the time. And that's what you guys are all talking about. You're both talking about the same thing. But for that to affect, he didn't do the back fucking foot, and I don't understand it. I don't think he's
looking. I've seen this back four. I don't think it's meant. I think it's one defender being, Gallo staying back in the left back position when he's not meant to be. I don't think he's meant to be.
No, he's not meant to be there. Jarvis is pointing that out. He's not meant to be there.
Never a back four. It should be either a 3 or 5.
Yeah, but it works. It does work, that side of it. And Jarvis is right again. If you put the tactical board up, my old mate, the dribbler, the main dribbler is Hudson-Odoi. He is the main dribbler within Forest. We know that Gibbs White is going to give you a dribbling ability because we saw it last season, didn't we? And we're seeing it this season on certain areas. And Ndai's not really going to punish us out wide. But Nico Williams was the key factor in all of this.
He was, yeah.
And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy because
it's simple. That's the problem. It's simple.
He plays the dark shaded area, Jarvis. What I always talk about, don't I? That's it. That dark shaded area, that corridor there, and the corridor up at the top. They're the most dangerous areas in a football pitch because those are the ones that give you the angles. And he played that absolutely well, which is why
they call it the half space. The half space.
The half space, which is why I do want to doff my cap to Sean Dyche. I want to doff my cap to him. He's noticed and he's dealt with it and he's pushed us on. He saw it at halftime, clearly. Whatever, I don't know what Amorim said, Mark. I think you're right. I said to Jarvis, fuck knows what Amorim said. Me and Jarvis thought they all had a cigar and a fucking whiskey at halftime because we've never seen anything like it.
Do you know what it felt like, Stu? You might have been in a changing room like this because of the way you've spoken about how you would, if your captain told you to do something. It's like Amorim's had a pop at them because they weren't doing certain things, right? We're 1-0 up, but let's be fair, we were still lucky to be only 1-0 up at that point. They could have still sneaked one, or we weren't doing certain things. It's like they walked out and went, fuck's sake, he's having a go at us again. You're like, we're trying to do things. And they switched off instead of, he's right, lads. Right, come on, we're going to do it. We're sitting for 5 minutes. We'll get strong, and then we'll push forward. They came out like a bunch of whiny little kids. There wasn't a fire in their belly. And I don't get that. Sprint out on that pitch. Get out. Get ready. Ref, can we get the game going? You know,
what do you always say? Would you coach your team? Jarvis, I'd bet you any money. I'd lay it on now. I'd lay them on our new house on. Luckily, she can't hear me. I'd lay our new house on it, Jarvis, and I bet you turn around and say to them, tight for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, tight. If you can only pass the ball backwards and forwards, keep the ball, keep possession. Tight. And then you expand, once you come in. And they didn't do it. It was honestly, it was.
They weren't sprinting, Stu. They weren't sprinting out.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah. And that, to me, is an argument. I've seen it so many times. That's an argument between players.
It is. Yeah, it is.
That's caused a rift out as they're going out on the pitch or whatever. He's bitching about him, that sort of thing. And that's in your head now rather than the game and the game plan. Now that argument's in your head.
But the opposite side of it, Mark, is Dyche has got them in and said, "Shut up. This is what we're going to do second half. This is how you're going to get. You could win the game. Worst we'll get out of it is a draw. This is how you can win the game. Bang, 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 bang. This is what I want you to do." He's got his board up and he's showing it. He's demonstrating what he wants because they came out differently in the second half, as you both said, and they came out and did it. Trev, you're absolutely right. If we didn't, I totally agree with you, mate. Great comment. Great comment. I think you'll see changes. Again, I think his statement after the game is him almost right. Well, I'm going to have to change it. I've identified. I'm telling the world where we got problems. Now you got to deal with it. The best managers deal with it.
He's going to change it. So one of the things he's going to change. Can we talk about this for 5 minutes? Dallo.
Okay.
Why? What?
Yes.
The way Dorgu started the season, pre-season, everything. Why? Why would you drop him?
Well,
apart from Dallo having a long throw, forget. I mean, a general conversation now. Dorgu is not great at crossing. I think we've spoken about this. But everything else, he gives me more energy. It gives me trying. Yeah. He gives me like, I don't care for you can't do this, but you're trying. You'll try the next one. You'll try the next one. We talk about Ronaldo, about mentality. You know, he got kicked. He got to get back up. He still tried another 5,000 step overs to beat that player. Got kicked. Yeah. Do it again. And end up getting shouted at. But it is that mentality of keep pushing forward. But even in the chat, guys, give me your reason why, with the exception, please do not put, I'm going to just cut myself off here, but it's favoritism. Why is he playing Dallo over Dorgu? And how do you now reintegrate Dorgu into that team? Because he's done nothing wrong to be dropped, in my opinion.
Well, it's life's biggest mystery, that one, because I've got absolutely zero idea as well. You could even go so far as to stick Dorgu out on the right, although it's another left footer on with Mbumo and stick Ahmad on the left. Look, there's been a couple of comments, some really good comments in here. Some are, saying, look, Ahmad's finding his feet. I agree. As a right wing back, I agree. He is finding his feet. He made a weak attempt to nudge Gibbs White off the ball for the goal, but ultimately Gibbs White wanted it more, and he got his 50 pence head on it because it kind of swerved in. Ultimately we weren't strong enough on those two set pieces. But then, we created enough chances in the first half and enough chances in the second half to win the game. Now, if we come away 3-2 winners, we'd have all thought we'll just chalk it off to 3 points. That'll do us, because we know how inadequate we were in the second half compared to the first half. Jarvis went through the colour stats as usual that we always do. And we were looking at the
momentum.
Yeah, the momentum. There's only one real purple period which we both identified, and that was the goal. And they should have got a third. They should have got a third. Now, I agree. Me and Jarvis both went to the conclusion, Mark. Look, we'll take it. We've had so much shite go against us just recently. We'll take any small win. Today, the sphere of the ball was out. We both thought, me and Jarvis thought potentially, some of the
100%. I can tell you.
Well, that's what we're saying.
It was never out.
We thought some of the curve was on the white line, so it should have been. But at the end of the day, we deserve a bit of luck. The second goal is a fantastic strike. There was talk about De Ligt, wasn't there, being in an offside position? I don't think he.
You could see it from the goalkeeper's position perspective, and I don't think he blocked him.
I don't think he blocked him.
It was in his vision, but not right in front of him, so we could see the extra.
So I could see why that was. I could see why that was given. But when
last season, you wouldn't have been surprised if it wasn't given. You'll be like, "Fucking us again." That's us again.
That's my point. Same with the corner.
Well, didn't we get a goal ruled out last year against Brighton? When the ball never went out of play, we put it in, and and it was disallowed because it went out of play, and it was shown that it never did.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad in a way that we got on with it and we got the goals. We weren't as ferocious as we were against Liverpool. We weren't as ferocious as we were against Brighton, but we come away by not losing that game, and we lost that game last year easy. We just would have. We did. if you remember, Mark, when Morgan Gibbs-White scored, 2 minutes before that, he was fuming. He was fucking going to punch the ref because he was.
Oh, it was Wayne Rooney-esque, wasn't it?
He
Wayne
got a yellow
Rooney
card.
Newcastle.
2 minutes later, what happens? The whole game's changed. Whole game. And so there are teams that are going to go there and they are going to lose. So I think we're doing all right. Big up for Jules. Hit the crossbar challenge.
Yes, Jules. Big up.
Big up,
Love that. Love that
and
video.
it was windy. It was windy. But more than anything, nice to see Jules out with the family.
Big up.
I
Jules.
will try and film one Thursday at training, but it will be dark under the floodlights, so I'm not sure how it'll come out.
I'm going to try and get mine done
to do it today, but I didn't have the time. I was having my practice with the boys, but
Did we say how far out we got to be?
So
25 yards.
Yeah, Jules, you have to let us know. Jarvis is saying 25 yards. I was like, he's not 25 yards away from that 8-a-side goal.
He's still at the bar. That's all that matters.
He hit the chest.
Yeah, he hit the bar. Bless him.
Talking of the offside position here, you see the Ligt is here. This is the vision of cells, and I don't think the Ligt actually affects it. And if you look at it,
he has to take a step to his right, and the Ligt ducks, and he can't react until that ball goes past the Ligt. So if the Ligt is offside, he's interfering with play. Letter of the law. That's letter of the law.
Except he was starting to move. Cells had started already to go.
Yeah. But you can see he falls over. He doesn't spring because
there he goes.
And then he dives. Once he knows he's not touching it, he can go. He can commit.
A decent keeper would have saved that.
This is Cells' best keeper stats-wise in the league at the moment, or something.
No, I'm joking. I think Cells was fantastic last year. I'd have taken him at United. I thought he was amazing.
I genuinely think he's the best keeper stats-wise in the league currently.
I think Lamans would have been. I know he's conceded a couple of goals just recently, but I think he would have been.
So
DJ's Darkest Nights. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. I put in disclaimers. I remove everything. I try to play as short of a clip as possible. But sometimes we get struck too, so it's just the way it is. But yes, I wish we could just show you the full bird's view of everything that was going on every game. I would love that. But for me, I think they made the right correction, the right ruling. For me, that's no offside. And I think you can look at Cell's positioning. He would have done the same anyway.
I don't think he would have got it. It was a great strike.
I don't think we'd be aggrieved if they turned around and said he was offside and interfering with play. If you put the line up and he's offside, he's offside.
We wouldn't have got away last year. We wouldn't have got away with that last year.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like he's only about 2 or 3 yards in front of the goalkeeper by the time he actually does.
I'm glad we got it this year, though, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. And that swings and roundabouts. All these people complaining about VAR. It does come level out over here.
This weekend. Yeah, this weekend was one of the fewest. I don't recall a VAR. Was there a VAR disruption this weekend?
What for ours? We had. There was no major decisions. But what I will say is we had 3 goals in the second half. We had substitutions and that, and there was more than 5 minutes added on.
Oh, I know. It's bullshit.
I've given up.
I thought we were Liverpool as well. I thought we weren't Liverpool. Because don't forget, Liverpool had 9 minutes the other day, and he played for fucking 11. And they still couldn't beat whoever it was.
Guys, I want to show you why I couldn't do the crossbar challenge, because after I'm the coach of the teams of 8-year-olds. Yes. We had a great practice today, and I tried to teach the guys what I know about football, and it's not always easy. But after the training is done, I usually do like a 20-25 minutes session with Philip, just to sharpen his skills a little bit. You have to do that, if you want him to improve. You can't improve just by 60 minutes of regular practice.
You can't.
So we did a little one against one, and I'm trying to teach him how to shield the ball. Not let me get in there, turn his back against me. So this is just a quick clip of what we did after practice. I'm running after him, trying to take the ball, and he's shielding the ball from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Get that forearm in your chest, Jarvis.
Oh, I can't believe you fouled him. I can't believe you pushed him over.
That's how he
That's a
was-
disgrace. Look at him, the poor lad. Bloody hell, Dad. What a football as well. I can't believe he took his leg. That is
Jarvis,
shocking.
do you have a
I
yoga
can't
ball?
let him get away with it, you know. Show some respect. I'm the coach.
Jarvis with the 2-footer with Jules. I love the
Do
ball.
you remember that video where the dad slides and absolutely wipes out his own kid?
Yeah.
Jarvis, isn't it? Jarvis, do you have a yoga ball at home? Or you can get one.
Yoga
If
ball.
you get a small yoga ball, and
Okay.
you put the ball between him, and you just get him to try and roll the ball, keep the ball under the sole of his foot, and get his forearm in the ball, and that'll help give him a little spring back against the ball. That's a really good way to teach any of the young kids to because you can't do the physical challenge, can you?
Well,
Maybe
you
you
can.
can after watching that, but
He laughed. By the way, he you know.
No,
in
I know.
today's
I could see. I
he
could
was
see. He was
fly
laughing.
tackling as a fucker. You know, he was just flying in there.
I remember when Jake was 6. He said to me, he said, Daddy, can I go to football? And I'm thinking, yes, this is fucking great. So me and his mom, I said, Jake wants to go to football at the weekend. Great. Where are you going? She goes, I've already got him in the car. We're off down and get some football boots. No messing. So I didn't want football. Straight down the fucking sports shop, getting him boots. Straight away.
Lucas was 4. He wanted to play football. He saw him around the corner like training, and he's gone in with the under 6s at 4, and he wanted got his boots and that. But even at that age, it was, well, you're going to tackle him? No, I'm going in goal at 4.
Well, this is what I did. This is what I did with him. So he's 6, and we've got him in these little chimpanzees. I bought him a Man United kit as well, and he's all kitted up, and he's got his sparkling new boots, and he goes, Daddy, what are they going to do if they kick me? I said, son, come here. And so I started kicking him on his shin pads. He goes, what are you doing, Daddy? It doesn't hurt, does it? I think I might kick him a bit hard. I might kick him a bit hard as we had to get the paramedics in, set his broken leg. No, I'm only joking. But that's how I taught Jakey. Started kicking him on his shins. He got bloody hell, Dad, And that's how he did. But honestly, I can't, if your parents, and I still get goosebumps thinking about it now. I want to play football, Daddy. It was literally 5 minutes. As soon as I heard it, coat on, we're right down the shop. And we come back with 3. I think I bought him 3 pairs of boots. And I was like a kid in a sweet shop because he wanted all the bright coloured ones, and I had to get him. Rooney, I think he was. I think his first ones were Nike. Some boots that Rooney had. I can't remember the colour. But I used to love buying him trainers and footy boots and kits and footballs. And by the way, the greatest football on the planet.
The boots. So I'm even worse than you, mate. Seriously, I was like, well, if you're getting them, you got to have the matching gloves because that's what he sees on TV. Do you know what I mean? So the Predator boots, the Predator gloves.
Absolutely amazing. It was absolutely brilliant. I see you've treated it. You've taught him with the best football design ever, the Tango.
Well, the Tango. No.
Yeah,
I think that those are Adidas, but it's the new pair of Messis. Yeah, the blue ones, but now not the F50s. It's
they've changed. No, I was on about the football. It looked like the Tango to me.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the Tango, but it's just similar to the Tango.
Well, that's good enough. You've got to start.
I'm an Ultimax all the way through. Remember the Ultimax?
Yeah, I remember the Ultimax and the Multimax.
Ultimax was the greatest football ever. I knocked the player out with that ball. He hit him plumb in the side of the face.
You will do. Jarvis, if you don't know that one, it was white and it got Mitre Ultimax on it, and it was thick as fuck.
But you could half hit it.
Oh, Jesus, you could. And they had the Multimax as well, didn't they? They had the Multimax and the Ultimax.
Multimax, yeah, but the Max was like... Yes. At that point, it was a £90 football or something like that. It was the top ones.
The Daddy. It was what they used at in the first division at that particular time.
Like half-inch thick leather.
Oh, you got hit with that. If you got hit in the nuts with that.
On a wet day or something, cold and wet, when games weren't called off in the snow and stuff. But this guy, he's running back. I've hit it past the goalkeeper. He's running back towards his goal line. Going to clear it. Side of the face, out cold.
I tell you,
Absolutely not cold.
if you got it on your legs as well, fucking hell, Jesus.
For me, I think my personal favorite was T90, the Nike, because it was a little bit lighter than the other
did you
ones.
like T90?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you remember the
big
T90.
nine blue circle, wasn't it? And then the thin blue around.
Yeah.
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 But it
I
was
forgot.
quite easy to play with. You didn't have to use much force, and
I remember that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
obviously, Smitty's right. Smitty Squires. They went from Mitre then to Umbro, didn't they? The Premier League or the First Division, whatever it is. Manchester United at one point did play with the Tango.
They did.
In the 80s. Yeah, we played with the Tango. And there was a Sondico ball in the 80s, Jarvis, which had a kind of like a red stripe. Just like a red stripe. I think it was Sondico. I think that was Ace.
They were training with the Tango remakes in the Champions League because Adidas was a Champions League ball, wasn't it? And they done a Tango remake maybe around the 2000s mark.
Yes, that's right.
And I remember that.
PSI.
Jesus Christ, 90 PSI. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Bowling ball.
Fucking medicine ball, more like. Yeah.
Okay, so fun fact. I don't know if you can still get them, but you used to be able to get a Brazilian ball called a Joga ball. Joga. They are heavy. They don't bounce. They are what are designed to create your close control.
Like a futsal.
Okay, futsal ball.
It's what they use on the futsal, but it's a full size ball. It's still a size 5.
Close to a futsal though, when it's.
And I tell you what, if you can learn to start pinging one of them between people, when you come to hit a proper ball, you got so much extra power in your shots. It's a bit like running with leg weights on, but you're actually kicking a leg weight in this thing. So medicine ball is a perfect example. It's so true. If you can do that, you see players with the throwing. Have you seen the throwing coach on social media? Throwing a medicine ball against the wall. And forget the technique for long throws. He's making a fortune right now in the Premier League. I'm telling you, coaching everyone.
I can't fucking believe it. Fucking throwing coach. Why did you coach to have a throw in? Thank you.
There's a real technique to it.
Actually,
get those bombs going.
To really get it, you need to have the ball. You need to have your hands like that, and when you release the ball, you backspin it off your tips of your fingers. That's what actually gives it the backspin.
Yeah, don't
Not a lot of people
do
know
that. Because that is a foul throw.
No, don't do that. That's a foul throw. So when I was a kid, don't do a foul throw. Yes, sir. So make sure the ball was touching my head. God. Yes, Tyrone was the greatest ball ever.
The somersault throw is a great one. I think it's banned now in professional league.
Somersault. Yeah, somersault throw. Tyrone, if you go onto Adidas's website, you can buy the Tango. I believe. Oh God! Look at the time.
Jubilani.
That was South Africa.
South Africa, yeah, the one that went like a baiting ball, like a
yes, yeah. It was a weird kind of design. Jubilani, yeah.
It was two spheric, two round.
That's right, two spherical things, or kind of. Yeah, Jubilani. Yeah.
Wasn't it like only 8 bits of leather or something like that to make the whole
something
ball?
Ridiculous. Wasn't it supposed to be the most spherical football ever? John's got
okay, guys. We are 1 hour 28 into the show. We need to cover a couple of news. I promise you, we want to talk about the Baleba thing.
Yes, Baleba.
So we can dissect it.
Oh, Stu, I sent a text. I've had an answer back about that.
Oh, okay. Well, we're interested to see then, because IndyCarly has given it the big one.
Yes, so it's an exclusive. We have a good authority that Man United and official Brighton Hove Albion's FC are once again negotiating for the transfer of Carlos Baleba. Manchester United owners are willing to spend £90 million on the player. So green light given to submit official bid. So this is where we are, and the source is in the Kalia news, and according to Cass, they are quite reliable. Actually,
yes. He never thought they were reliable, did he?
No, but he said they are. So I trust Cass. He knows his stuff when it comes to this. Yes. So the thing is, the debate is, first of all, do we want Baleba? Is he the right player? Second of all, £90 million. Isn't that a little bit too much, or is that the current rate for a decent midfielder? And after the performance against us last week, I think none of us are really impressed by Baleba, and thinking that we made the wrong decision by hyping him up in the summer. So where do we stand, Mark?
On Baleba, I believe when it first came up, I said I was a no. Because it was at that point he was a one-season wonder. I needed to see more from him. This season, since we've been linked to him, he's been dragged off in most matches. I didn't even expect him to play against us. If I was a manager, I would have gone, no, mate, I can't trust you on that pitch against Manchester United. If you want to go play for him that bad, it's affected you, I wouldn't have played him. It is my understanding that there is no contact between clubs, but there is still intermediary contracts where you're just touching base. Stu, you talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Touch base. Brighton are unwilling to sell him in January, and Man United are not willing to pay that kind of money because of his form. So, is he a £90 million player right now? Right here, right now, the season he's had, are you paying 90 million for him?
No.
You're probably not paying 50 million for him. He's had that bad a season. So
here's the thing. I'll take him. I like him.
No. So Stu, so what I was going to say is, but you have to be linked with players to drive down the price of players you might want. So I believe Baleba might be a smokescreen. It's just popped up in the chat. Anderson or Baleba. I think he might be the smokescreen for the Anderson deal to bring the price down. Well, if we're being linked with Baleba and Anderson, they're around the same sort of price. How are we going to get that price down? How did we get the Sesko's price down with the Gyökeres deals? Do you see what I mean? There was a smokescreen going around there.
See, I saw a little bit in Baleba, whatever you want to call him, against us that I liked. He didn't have a great game, no, and he didn't play well for the 65 minutes he was on. But there are elements of that game that I liked about his positional play, his awareness. It just didn't come off for him. It just hasn't come off for him this season. Is it one season wonder? Difficult to say. Yeah. Time will tell on that one. Is he a Manchester United player? Difficult to say. Time will tell. But there's something about, I liked his touch on his left foot. I thought he looked rather graceful. I liked his position. I liked the way that he moved his head. His head movement was good.
His awareness, his scanning.
His awareness is absolutely superb. And there's just something about the kid that I like. Now, you're quite right. A lot of people are turning their back on him because he's not had this great season. Now, how many times have we seen a footballer kick his toys out the pram, not get anywhere, blah, blah, blah. Look at Isak now. I know he's injured. His Liverpool career hasn't kicked off.
Good example.
Yeah. Now, Gay is another great example. Didn't kick up a fuss, didn't get his move. Baleba, that there's something there. There's something about that kid that I like and I've seen. Now, we know that Anderson has been a much more consistent footballer throughout his time at Forest in particular. He was excellent against us. Could you pair the two together? I wouldn't. I would bring in Stiller to play alongside Baleba, and I would play and I would get Anderson and Wharton. You can't have one without the other. You cannot have one player to go alongside Bruno. It's got to be two.
Do you not think Bruno is actually quite an essential part of this? Because whoever we bring in is to play alongside Bruno currently. As we are led to understand, in January, if we bring a midfielder in, it's to play alongside Bruno. Casemiro hasn't put a foot wrong. So far, we're waiting for it. Did he get booked? Because if he got booked, he's out the next game anyway. So he's probably saving that to get Christmas off, like most Brazilians. But I am worried. I didn't think Anderson done anything special. He done everything that he needed to do. I think Baleba done everything he needed to do. But were they able to do that because the person playing alongside him was disciplined enough to create that space by occupying a space and taking a player there?
That's why you can't have him with Bruno. It's got to be, whatever we do in the summer, Mark, has to be no Casemiro, no Bruno.
Yes.
Or Bruno.
So we can't buy one. We have to
We've
buy
got to
two,
buy
and I think
three.
we have to buy the two at the same time.
Yeah.
And for me, Jarvis, you'll love it. Hillman's the man. Hillman's the defensive man for me.
I think we've lost out on Hillman. I agree with you. If we could get Hillman, I got no issue. I think we lost out to him. I think Hillman's going to make his way to Barcelona.
Would we really want a box-to-box player, or would you rather have 2 6.5s?
Well, the reason I like
whatever you want to call them with these stupid titles these days, I call them central midfielders. You know, ones that can go forward and then one sits, one push, one sit, one push, one sit.
The reason you got to look at Stiller is you'll get him at a good price. You'll pick up Stiller for around the 50 mil mark.
Will we though? We're Manchester United. Where's the United? Where's the players coming in?
Yeah, you can't buy Anderson and Wharton for less than 140, 150 mil. So you've got to cut your cloth somewhere.
100 million price tag on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I say 150.
But guys, talking about money, because we gotta realize when it comes to this Baleba deal, and we know by knowing Ineos by now, I think the price is as high as 90 million because we want to pay in installments. You know, spread it over 5 years, it's only 18 million a season. Spread it over 4 years, it's 22.5 million a season. So, you know, it's doable. This is what we're trying to do. And we pay a little bit extra, but we pay in installments. This is what we are trying to do in every transfer we have negotiated. And for me, I think that's basically why we are seeing such high prices. Let's say Elliot Anderson, 100 to 120 million. Same with Baleba, 90 million. It's because of the installments. If you could pay them upfront in cash, it would be much less. 65 million, 70 million. They would take it right away. But and also when you think of it, how if we know Ineos by now, they have only signed players that really wants to come to Man United. So I think they made their talk with Baleba this summer, and Baleba agreed he wants to come. And you know, they said to him, okay, we will buy you, but you have to wait because Brighton right now won't sell you. So you just have to wait, stay calm, and we will come get you when in time. And I think Baleba knows this. I think this is no news. I think we are heading for him. And, you know, 90 million, as I said, over 5 years, 18 million a season. That's nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I think you've hit the nail on the head there because I think it's a cash. If you did a cash price, I think you get him for 70, pal. I think you're absolutely right. I don't disagree with you. Now, we ain't got a hope of getting Wharton for anything less than 120. I think we know that. And we haven't got a hope of getting Anderson for anything less than 100. So you can't buy both. So you've got to look. Now, Mark, that could bring your man Hillman into play because he's got a price tag of 50 mil. Am I right? 50? Is that euros or 50 million quid?
If it's euros, fucking even better. But I think it's £50.
50. And I think that's where Stiller kind of operates. He's a 43 to 46, I saw. So those two, Hillman or Stiller, would be the perfect thing. I agree with you, Jarvis. I think you're absolutely right, mate. I think we've gone in at the summer and we've done that deal. There's a verbal deal on the table between all clubs. So
I don't, from what I'm reading, Brighton have no intention of selling Baleba. I'm going to have to paraphrase because I can't read it line for line.
No, right? Of course you can't. Yeah.
But they do not have a direct replacement for him. Which, if you know anything about Brighton, that's how they sell once they have a direct replacement to bring in. They were only willing to sell for a crazy proposal, which is, in Brighton's terms, is 100 million plus. It's not 90 million pounds. We're talking 100 to 120. You know, you've only got to look at the Chelsea deals. And there may be other clubs looking at buying him. Currently, there are scouts at every game.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
There is no concerns on his drop off on form from the manager. He doesn't have concerns about his drop off on form, which is actually a really good sign about mentality. His head might be turned, but he's turning up and putting it all in and just having a bad season. He could just be having a bad season.
But that happens in football. But I do think it's a Baleba deal for us in the summer. Definitely not January. I think it's a Baleba deal for us in the summer. But then we've got to go, and I think Hillman will do me. I'd do Hillman all day long. Got no issues with him. but I like Stiller.
You
But
spoke about Kobe on Thursday, didn't you? You spoke about Kobe being turned into that 8. No, sorry, into a 6.
well, I've been talking about it for months.
You've been talking about it for months, but do you know what, Stu? I agree with you, but it's not going to
I know
happen.
you do. No, I know.
The reason it's not going to happen is you can't turn around and say he's fighting for Bruno's place, because that means you're not training him or now to get into that 6 role under Casemiro while you've got the best in the business to learn from. So if he's fighting for this, that means when you're playing your, I don't know, 9v9 match, he's playing in the attacking midfielder against rather than the holding midfielder against Bruno. Do you see what I mean? And that's how you'd work it in training. If we were to bring Human in, I think we could keep Bruno for another season. I think that would be good enough to keep Bruno for another season.
I'd agree with that. But we could still then afford to buy Baleba, and because I think Casemiro goes in the summer. I'll be honest with you, lads.
Yeah,
I think he goes off to Saudi Arabia.
Well, no, I don't think we're extending his contract. If we do it, it's just purely to get more money from Saudi. There
Casemiro
are still other players to bring in. Like, I think we're actually now weak in defence, centre backs.
Yeah, we need another centre back. This is why I'm saying you can't do Anderson and Wharton as much as we would love to do that. It just can't be done.
Unless, sorry, chat, because I know you all love him. Unless there is a Bruno deal in place.
Well, we don't know about that.
Casemiro goes Saudi and you're bringing in a ridiculous amount of money that might pay for those 2 players, a Human and £100 million midfielder.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what we do. But
like what we did this year, you have to sign Human, then you have to get your 100 million in, so they don't whack up the price of Human.
Where's Human? Is he 26 or 24? Jarvis
27.
Oh, he's older, is he?
I think he's about 25, maybe 26.
26.
I need legs, but I need experience. They need to be that balance.
Yeah.
That 27 rule needs to disappear for a holding midfielder.
Yeah,
you need to be smart.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I'm massively looking forward to the transfer window in the summer, because I think we've demonstrated, Ineos have demonstrated an ability within the transfer window. So it'll be really interesting to see what goes on and how we go about it. But I think we need another centre off for definite, and a right wing back. Simple as that.
Okay. Jarvis, this to you. Do we buy a midfielder in January of 100 million, or do we buy a midfielder who's cheap and keep the money till the summer to buy the best midfielder we can buy?
Well, it's a good question, but for me, it's quite simple, because Mainu and Ugarte, Amorim don't trust them, so we might as well just sell them in January and bring in a new midfielder, because we don't have a replacement in game. We play Casemiro and Bruno full 90 every week.
Can't keep doing it.
That's absurd. That's we can't be doing this, because it's a long season. What's going to happen to Bruno and Casemiro when they come into end of March, beginning of April?
Casemiro's not going to pass the hour mark, is he? He either gets booked or gets taken off bang on the hour.
Dead legs. You will see dead legs. So we need a midfielder in January, 100%. And this is my biggest worry, because we are not playing Ugarte and Mainu. So what is Amorim actually thinking? What's his train of thought?
We're talking about all 4 midfielders going in the next calendar year coming up in 2026. We're talking about all 4 Manchester United midfielders, because we have that many, going. Bruno might go. Casemiro.
Well, maybe this is why we are linked to so many. Like as we said, Baleba, Stiller, Wharton.
I think it happens. I think we go a loan deal in January. Jarvis, I'm going to go with you. I think we get Gallagher in on loan in January. I think that's the element for me. I think he's available on loan. I think he'll want to come. I think we do him on loan and we can send him back.
So you're answering my question as in we go cheap, i.e. loan deal. Save the money for the summer and go for the number.
You've got to go big in the summer, and I think that's what we do. But ultimately for me, if you could get Stiller in, but it's a World Cup year, so it's not going to happen with Stiller, unfortunately. Tyrone, he's Stuttgart. If we get Stiller in, I like it. Possibly, but the problem is, with
him or Human, because of what they're doing in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think it'd be a loan deal in January.
Talking about another thing, we are linked to a guy called Victor Roque. I don't know if you heard about him. He plays in Palmeiras, Brazil.
Yeah.
I think we are linked to him as a backup if we are going to sell Xerxes, because he will come in and be our backup striker then. We are talking about 50 million euros, I believe. That's a parent sum.
50 million for a
but,
20-year-old.
He's a tiddler, isn't he? He's a youngster, isn't he?
He's 20 years old. He's closer to Erasmus than he is a Sesko. So he's a different type of striker. He's another big unit. Someone referred to him as a little bit like a diamond in the rough Zlatan.
Oh.
Well, yeah. This is the report. Reporting Man United are monitoring Victor Roque and may offer around 50 million euros for the Palmeiras striker. So that's the news. And if you look at him, this season so far, he played 28 games, 13 goals, 3 assists. He's doing quite well. Let's see his stature. It doesn't say. He's 20 years, almost 21 years of age. Brazilian. Well, if you look at his stats, they look quite good. A lot of green when it comes to goals and non-penalty goals and assists and shot creating actions and all of this. But also when you look at progressive carries, he likes to carry the ball and successful take-ons. He's a dribbler. He's comfortable on the ball. So, and also when you see here defensively, not too shabby for a forward. Tackles, interception, blocks almost.
He's being looked at by Chelsea and Tottenham as well. They've got.
Why wouldn't you go for Strand Larsen then for the same money?
I don't think Wolves are willing to sell. They are fighting relegation.
So all I would say is he's playing for Palmeiras, which is where pre-season Pirlo plays for. Pereira.
He does.
And is it the other one, a Dutch player? Does he not play for him as well with the headband? Memphis Depay. Is that not where he's playing?
I think so. I'm not quite sure where he's playing though.
So we're talking about ex-Premier League players there. 50 million for a 20-year-old Brazilian. He better be the next Ronaldo and Ronaldinho in one player.
You don't pay 50 million for a Brazilian striker. Doesn't happen. Didn't Forest get Jesus in for about 30?
Exactly. And they're unwilling to sell him at the moment.
I think Vinny Jr. is on the move. Vinny will be gone in the summer. Vinny Jr. will be gone in the summer.
And also, Rosmano brings in this quote. Today it came out. Ruben Amorim actually saying he wants ready players. So Ruben Amorim and Man United hierarchy are discussing January plans to identify possible opportunities and decisions on players for pushing for more minutes. If anyone arrives, it will be someone trusted long term. No loan signing. And he wants ready-made players.
Gomez from Wolves.
Yeah.
But I was actually thinking about another Gomez who's playing in France, the youngster. But is he too small for the Premier League?
He's too small, isn't he? Yeah, I think he's too small. It'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to if we can have a solid couple of months, get this side of Christmas, get into January, get somebody in early that first week, and then see where we go at the end of the season. If we finish top 6, Jarvis, top 8, top 4, I'm just saying, don't shout at me or laugh at me.
I wouldn't bet money on it, Stu.
No, but you can seriously go and knock on the door.
We know this Man United team can't be trusted. That's just what I'm saying. Our best level, we can beat anyone, but we can lose against anyone. That's the problem with Man United. Yeah.
You're right about the loan deals. And one thing which I think you mentioned, but maybe we should fluff it up a bit more. Players are going to want to play in this World Cup. And there's a lot of good players sat on benches.
It's the biggest World Cup ever.
This is actually the time where you can get a really good loan deal in. And we have failed miserably for how many years on our loan deals? I think the best loan deal we ever got in was probably Henrik Larsson.
Oh, God, yeah. Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean? In general, Man United has failed miserably with January loans. If we get this right, we are pushing strong. They have to be able to play in a 5-man mid, 4-man, 5-man midfield, whatever way you want to look at it. Are they defensive or are they pushing forward with the others? If it's the right player and they're going to be playing for their country, there's a couple of Dutch midfielders. Dutch midfielders, they play 5. So they're going to show that they're capable of playing in that. That kind of thing. I think there's some good deals out there. We could potentially go get players who are sitting on the bench at Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, AC, Inter, Napoli. All of these teams are like the formations they play where they leave defenders back and you overcommit into midfield. They're going to want to be playing first team football and try and get in their World Cup squads.
Definitely. I mean, Tuchel hasn't ruled out not making any changes between now and the World Cup. He's made Bellingham's in real trouble.
You've spoken about Bellingham, as in Job, not Jude. Job.
Yeah.
Going on about Dortmund. Yeah. Obviously, he was linked to us before going there.
He was.
He was never coming
really
to
strong links, and I can understand why you would choose Dortmund over United at that point.
He was never coming to us. Yeah, he was never coming to us. Yeah.
But right now, why not? What have we got to lose? He's going to be looking for a loan. It's not going right.
I think he'll end up back at Sunderland. Personally, I don't know, but I think he could end up back at Sunderland.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He will compete against Henderson. No, Granit Xhaka. So we won't get game time. Granit Xhaka is the best player at the moment.
Henderson's been super. No, Henderson's at Brentford, isn't he? Henderson's at Brentford.
Yeah, Henderson, but Granit Xhaka is Sunderland.
Yeah, look at change.
Bellingham is going to Sunderland. Yeah.
Yeah, you spoke about Henderson, Jarvis. Look at the difference he's made for Brentford.
Yeah, but Xhaka for Sunderland.
Xhaka
was very good for Premier League. When he played under Xabi Alonso, and now all of a sudden, Alonso's downloaded his brain into Xhaka, and he's fucking running the game.
Unbelievable, he's running the game. So, gents, it's 11 o'clock. I'm on my curfew.
Yes. Do we have 5 more minutes for a couple of questions? Quick ones, Stu?
Yeah, we can do a couple of questions.
Do a couple of questions. Yeah. We don't have time for the intro. Just go directly to.
Yeah. Sorry, gents. This is my fault. I got told off last week. Big time.
He's around his wrists and everything now.
This is a great question by Trevor. I love Trevor's questions. They're absolutely superb. And Trev says, if you had to build the perfect player, what player attributes would you build this player from that are playing today? Be it heading, striking, defending, passing, intelligence, etc. I love that question. Jarvis.
Ooh.
Why do I have to go first? Let Mark do this one.
Mark.
Okay. I've just quickly changed. I had some great ideas straight in my head, and then you said playing today, so that changed it. Heading ability. I'm sorry, Harry Maguire, because he's a magnet. Striking, Haaland. Defending. Who's the best defender out there at the moment? I'd probably say. I'll come back to that one. Passing ability. Modric, still playing. Intelligence, Messi for intelligence, and defending is the one I missed. I don't want to say him. I've got to find someone else. Did Rio Ferdinand play the other week?
No.
Virgil van Dijk. On form Van Dijk.
Come on.
Oh dear. I would
like to say it, but I'm going blank.
Do Saliba or Gabriel or someone.
Okay,
Carvajal still playing. I love this question because I always think, what type of player would you want to be personally? If you could morph yourself into 3 or 4 current Premier League players or players that are playing, who would you want to be? And I kind of like, most of mine are from yesteryear because I play like yesteryear. But if I wanted to be something like today, I would like to be, let's have a look. I would like to have the Gabriel in me because I just think the Gabriel, because I think he's not in me, but the Gabriel, because I think he's a fantastic footballer. And Gabriel,
please clip that up. He wants Gabriel in.
Gabriel offers the intelligence angle of the game, the defensive angle of the game. He's not as hard as I'd like him to be, but he offers that particular angle and he can pass. the striking ability. So I'd like the defensive, the intelligence, and the passing ability of Gabriel. The striking ability of Haaland. I'm sorry, you can't. You've got to. And then the absolute badness, aggressiveness. Probably you're going to laugh at this, but it won't come as any surprise to you guys. Romero from Tottenham, because he's an absolute twat. He is an absolute wanker. So Gabriel, Haaland, Romero for me.
Okay.
Obviously, still thinking.
He's got
passing abilities for Rodri. He has a brilliant.
Yes.
Busquets still plays the game, so I would go for Busquets. Or is it now? Okay, passing ability to Rodri and Busquets intelligence. Then you have
intelligence. Yes.
Yeah.
Say, I forgot about it. He was still playing.
Yeah, he was still playing, so I could actually bring him in. The mentality of is Zlatan still playing somewhere around the world?
Zlatan, no, sorry.
Okay, because
He's on the board.
I would like his attitude, if that was possible.
You can't.
No, okay. What was the question again? Let's bring it up.
So striker, intelligence, defending, heading,
striking. Ole isn't playing anymore, so it has to be Haaland then. Yeah, Haaland. Defending abilities.
Haaland or Kane.
Yeah.
Nah, I would go. I think Haaland is even
Haaland. Yeah, you could choose Kane.
Yeah. I think Kane's been possessed. Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Defending is Maldini still playing?
No. His son is.
Cannavaro.
He's a left winger.
No, not on top. I can't think of anyone. Delict.
I can't believe you're not going for Gabriel, my man, who's maybe climbed.
I'm sorry, I'm taking Carvajal over Daniel. Chat, please back me up here. Carvajal or Gabriel? Right, come on. There's no comparison. You want aggression. There's that Iheanacho as well at Real Madrid, who just flattens everyone. Dives in, 2-footed and everything at the back.
How can I put Vitinha into this? Because Vitinha is
Vitinha. He's
defending. That's the way he sits and defends the back line.
Yeah, defending ability of Vitinha. Yeah, reading of the game. Yeah. Or is that intelligence? I don't know. Well, great question. Great. Let's do two more and then we have to wrap. 4 minutes.
We've got a really good one here from Bilal. And I love questions like this. What made you be or become a Manchester United fan? Jarvis, you can start with this one, pal.
I answered this a lot of times, but my sister's boyfriend at the time, I have an older sister. I think she's 8 years older than me, and they live together as they do in Norway. We don't marry, by the way. We are heathens. What is that? What do you call it?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, and he was a Man United fan. So he actually listed me into the Man United supporter club.
Nice.
So I just received letters and the weekly Man United magazine and posters and all of that stuff. So I was sold. Just the way it went. And after that, Man United weren't the best team. There was the time of who was it? Gordon Strachan played, and Paul McGraw, Eve Anderson, and Jesper Olsen, and was his Norman Whiteside, and all of them. So I started following Man United at that time, and suddenly we won the FA Cup. Was it 3-3 against Crystal Palace, and then
replay?
Well, we won the replay, and after that,
Martin. Lee Martin. Yeah. Oh, nice. Mine's a very short story as well. My Uncle Brian took me when I was 7 years old, and away to Wolves. You all know this. We got beat 2-1, but I was absolutely hooked from there on. 1977, and I was the only child in my primary school to have a Man United shirt. Everyone was Wolves and Liverpool at the time. So, 1977 for me. Been a fan ever since. Loved it. Mark?
Well, as I'm the only one born in the 80s, I was born in 81. My stepdad was a United fan, and my granddad was a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Oh God, he would kill me for saying that. So I had a choice. I chose the red. and mainly the first goal I ever remember seeing. Like, in your head, you think about what's the first goal I saw. Right, it was Mark Hughes side volley in the Adidas white kit, with the red stripes. Gets up in the air, I think it's against Barcelona, sideways on, volleys it past the player, and that was in my head. And from that moment onwards, I wanted to be Mark Hughes, and the rest is history. But I grew up in the era where apparently I'm a glory hunter. Anyone remember the early 80s?
Oh, yeah. Glory hunter. How the hell could he be a glory hunter?
Yeah,
Crikey,
exactly. Anyone remember the 80s is known for one team and one team only. So,
Jesus.
But yeah, it was that or Sheffield Wednesday. Although I've obviously always kept a soft spot for Wednesday, and it's a bloody horrendous what's happened there.
It's shocking. A great striker, though, David Hurst. Carlton Palmer. The flying pig between the sticks. What was his name? Not Chris Woods, obviously, but the one after him. Can't remember. But he was a big keeper, wasn't he? Big bloke.
Man United?
No, Sheffield Wednesday.
No, Wednesday. Chris Woods was the big name, but who came after him?
Name. Yeah.
I can't think, Stu.
The lads will tell us. Final question then. No, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Final question. Another great question from Smithy Squires. He says, what's the better red card, Zizou's headbutt or King Eric's jump kick? There's only one for me.
Oh, yeah, you've seen it live. For me, I think actually not taking away from King Eric, the Zizou headbutt in the World Cup final. I think that was shocking. But I didn't see it live, the Cantona thing, but the final, I saw it live.
You couldn't see it because we were on the opposite side of the pitch. You just couldn't.
We were. I saw the ruckus because I was there. I was at the game as well. I saw the ruckus, and we didn't know what was going on, did we?
No.
What was going on? The best story about that is Lee Sharp saying that Cantona's going to get absolutely, because we were playing shit, weren't we? We were terrible that game. And Lee Sharp tells the story. He said he looked around and Cantona was in the in the crowd, just teeth flying everywhere, uppercuts, and we're all going on. What the fuck's going on? The home fans in and around the area were going livid. They were going mental. Everybody's rushing towards it. Anyway, Sharpie says we were playing crap. We've got away with it here. We can do whatever we want all game. So they started pissing about, didn't they? And
I called for him in the changing room, did he?
Yeah, for the rest of the game. Gets hold of him, right, Jarvis? Bollocks the fucking lot of him. And it goes to Eric. Apparently, he says, Eric, you can't do that. They're all expecting Eric to go and bollock it because Cantona was always what do you call it? But actually, I'm going to go with you on this one, Jarvis. I think the Zizou headbutt was something. Yeah, I don't think he could even.
The way he did it,
the way he did it, bang, and he's wearing those gold Predators as well, wasn't he? He got the gold Preds.
Accelerated,
yeah, it was just the most weird.
Wasn't it? I think he won the Ballon d'Or or something like that. He won some massive award or something that year as well, didn't he?
And he was the
side volley in the final.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
He scored a Panenka in the final, didn't he?
Panenka in the final, yeah. It was unbelievable.
So
it was like his last dance with the French national team. His last game.
That was it. That was it.
Almost in the best player of the 2000s, and
was it if he didn't get sent off? That's the question. He didn't go when he had stayed, or did he go? No, that's how you leave.
I mean, I remember the press. It wasn't about that he headbutted him. He said he went into him like a stag, and all that kind of stuff. And then the old player, I can't remember who got the headbutt, but he went down.
Maserati. Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell.
I've got to agree with you guys. Like, Cantona is my idol. Like, there's two people who taught me the most about football: Sir Alex Ferguson and Eric Cantona. Cantona is all about your presence on the pitch. The shoulders back, head up, chest out. If I say that to all my kids, whatever you're growing up, that's how you walk out. Don't ever walk your head down. Walk your head up, and they think he's ready. And then obviously Ferguson, but we don't know what happened. There's never been a clear, he said this, he said that.
No.
What made Cantona go? And having been there, I thought he stacked it. From the other side of the pitch, I thought he'd slipped over on his ass.
Yeah.
Because as he's
I couldn't
walking
tell what
off,
was going on.
Yeah,
I
no,
couldn't
it's
tell what was
he's gone
going
from
on.
underneath him and he's gone back,
Yeah.
right? But the Maserati headbutt, I'm sorry, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I
It's
absolutely
unbelievable.
wet myself laughing. But we also heard what was said. It was translatable.
Yeah,
It was picked down the side of the pitch.
it's
And it was like,
unreal.
your mother's a goat,
Yeah,
blah,
whatever.
blah,
Yeah,
blah,
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 blah, blah.
And he just went, what'd you say? Bang.
Well, it
And like
would
you say,
because
he just grabbed him and full on
But
rammed.
it's the ultimate slur, isn't it? When you because obviously I don't want to, Anyway,
yeah.
enough.
It
Anyway,
was like something out of Mortal Kombat. That's the only thing I can put it. Like he was
Yes.
going to try and put his head through his chest.
yes. That kind of wraps up the questions. Get some more in Thursday night. Me and Jarvis will answer some more. I'll have a bit more time Thursday, but there were
so many great questions tonight. We didn't have time to answer this one from Chirac. What's the highest level? Mark's accent. We want to know any regrets from our career. So sorry, guys, we don't have time. We're 2 hours, 5 minutes.
We don't.
We have to end it now. But I would love to answer all these questions. Guys, you can bring them up next time, and we will try to answer them. It's been a great show, guys, and we didn't get to talk about Ten Hag Wolves. Could he come in as the next manager?
What we should be talking about is Gary O'Neill pulled out. He's spoken to him and he's pulled out the running.
Yeah, he has.
So that says
they did him dirty. They did him dirty. He should never got to sack from Wolves.
Yes, he should never have gone back into an interview anyway.
Yeah. But, it is what it is, guys. Thank you, Jules, coming in with great show. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Smithy. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, End the Madness. All of you legends coming in with all of your questions. Tyrone, big up. Thank you for all the shares on X and all the comments, getting involved into the show. We're not the biggest channel, but I think we have by far the best community in the world, especially because of you guys on YouTube. And I want to thank Rushmano for the 10 gifted Tactical Devils memberships. Thank you, Rushmano. Same with Mick coming in with 5 gifted memberships, supporting the channel. It means so much. I am Titanium with this super chat, and the same with Mick. All of this helps tremendously for us keep this channel going. So hopefully one day we can be as big as Skullbridge and the rest of them. I don't think so, but we know we can hope.
Who wants to be that big?
Nah. Who wants to be that one? No, none of us. But it's been a great show. Thank you, everybody. Leave a comment in the non-live section. Hype if you know how to hype. If you haven't, smash the like, subscribe if this was your first time, and hit that bell notification. Thank you, Mark Langridge. Thank you, Stu Woolley. It's been a brilliant show. We will see you on the next coming on Thursday night with the tactical breakdown of the game next week against Spurs. So guys, girls, have a good one and good night.